Assalamu alaikum students. My name is Saqib Naveed and I am serving in Divisional Public School as a subject specialist in English.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? Well, I hope you all are good and fine. Well, students, I, Saqib Naveed Khan, again welcome you all in our today online lesson today. Students, well, I hope, mashallah, you all are good and fine and you all are continuously listening your YouTube channels of this DPS school and the topics. And students, I again repeat that these all topics which are shared in your groups are very much important, not only for your academic point of view but also for your future point of view. So I want all of my students, mashallah, you are very good and intelligent students, that it is your responsibility to listen each and every topic of every subject very carefully. And obviously I always mention in my every you can say that in my every lesson, the video lesson, that obviously if you feel any query and any problem related to any lesson, so obviously we all are teachers here for your whatever you have the problem is, we are here to solve your problem. So but the thing is, student, that you have to listen every topic very carefully, and this is the very important thing also for your academic point of view. So without wasting our time, we will jump to our today's topic. So are you ready, students? Okay, good. So students, very important and I would like to say very interesting topic today. Student, today we will discuss about the letter writing, that what are the steps, how to write, what is actually the meaning of the letter, and what are the basic and steps which is very much important while writing a letter. And here also the topic is here in front of you, that today we'll discuss about the topic of the letter is letter to friend telling him or her about your first day in class 6. So this is your topic, and first we will discuss about the letter, okay, and then we will discuss about the topic. But student, before going to start this topic, this letter writing topic, I want all of my students, all of my dear students, that you have to listen this topic very carefully, very carefully. I again repeat, because especially this letter writing, it is not only important only for your academic point of view, but also in your practical life. Obviously many times, even when you are going to, when you will go to your future life, when you will go in any company or in whatever you will go in every field, letter is very much important. So if you know the idea that how to write a letter, and after listening this topic, I'll give you a guarantee that if you listen very carefully and very attentively, obviously in your future life you will not face any problem regarding to write a letter. So this is very important, I want to mention before it, and I hope that now you will listen this topic very carefully. So students, shall we start? Okay, good. So here students are today's objective. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to first what is explain main parts of letter, okay, and after that develop ideas on giving topic and write a letter on giving topic. So these are our today's major learning objectives which we will complete in our this video lesson. So students, are you ready? Okay, now we'll jump to our first important thing, and that is, what is letter? Obviously everything have some definition, so first we'll discuss the definition of a letter, that what actually the letter is. So here students, in this slide you have a definition of a letter in front of you. As you can see, that letter is a written or printed communication directed to a person or an organization. Got it? I again repeat that letter is a written, obviously written on a paper or something, or printed, communication. It is like a means. In the simple words, you can say that it is actually a means of communication directed to a person or an organization. Obviously, when you write a letter, maybe you write to a person, to your some friend, to your family members, or you can write a letter to any organization or any company. So this is a simple definition of the letter, that letter is actually a printed communication or a means of communication directed to a person or an organization. Got it? Okay, good. So students, first we will discuss the parts of the letter. I want you to memorize these 6 parts in your memory, in your mind, and I want you to capture the picture of this slide into your mind, because I again repeat student, if you keep these 6 headings in your mind while writing a letter, I'm giving you a guarantee that you will never ever feel any problem regarding to write a letter. So the first thing, or you can say the first part of the letter, is actually a heading, or you can say an address. So the while writing a letter, the first step is a heading or address. After that, the second is the greetings. The third is the body, that what is the body of the letter, what are you writing in the letter. The fourth is the complimentary remark. The fifth is the closing, when you are closing the your letter, and the last is your signature. So these 6 parts are, you can say that the whole letter is based on these 6 parts. And if you keep these 6 headings in your minds, I am giving you a guarantee that whatever the topic is, whatever the situation of the topic is, whatever the presentation of the topic of the letter is, you can easily write a letter. You feel no problem while writing a letter. This is my guarantee to you, my dear students. You have to keep, I again repeat, these 6 parts, because keep this thing in your mind, students, that these actually 6 parts are the definition of a letter. Or you can say that the letter is based on these 6 parts. Again, the first, repeat with me, the first is heading, second greetings, third body, fourth complimentary remark, fifth closing, and the last one is signature. Got it? Okay, good. I again repeat, memorize this: heading, greetings, body, complimentary, closing, signature. Heading, greetings, body, complimentary, closing, and signature. Got it? Okay. Now student, we will discuss one by one the parts of the first is the heading. Now what is the heading? In the heading you will discuss, the first you will write the examination hall, and then you will put comma. After that, city, A dot, B dot, and C. Now keep this thing when your students in your mind, while writing this city, after that A dot, you never put comma in between the A or B, or in between the B or C, and you never put any hashtag or any something like that. You just have to put the full stop in the B and the, and then B in the C. So keep this thing on. First you will write in your left side examination hall, comma, then this in the second line you will write city, A dot, B dot, C dot. After that third you will write put the date, day, and date, whatever the day is, whatever the month is, and whatever the year. So these 3 things you will write in the third slide, and that is the date, day, month, and year. So here is the first, you will put November 29, and then you will put comma, and then the 2021, then full stop. Now again, keep this thing in your mind, while writing the month and the day, after writing the month or the day, you will put the comma, and then year in the separate, you can say in the separate way. Now here is the option in front of you. Now here, as you can see, that first I write November, then I write 29. Now if you want to write, if you wanted to write a day before and after month, you can easily write it. It's an option for you. Well, for example, if you write 29 November, you can write it. It is an option. It is a free option for you, that whether you write first the day and then the month, or whether you write the first the month and the day, it's okay. So got it? I hope now you have understand a little bit about it. That first in the heading or the address, the first you will write examination hall, comma, city, A dot B dot C dot, November 29. Then you will have to put what? Yes, comma, and then 2001 and 2021 and full stop. Got it? Okay, good. So here is the next slide is the greetings. Now greetings actually mean that obviously you are writing a letter to some person, might be maybe your father, mother, friend, person, so whatever you are writing to your the person is to your directed to the communication, you have to write the name of him. For example, dear friend. Now here are, for example, dear Ahmed, my dear friend, or dearest. Now these are I just put 4 examples while write for as mentioned the heading of the greetings, that in the greeting you will write dear friend, dear Ali, dear Ahmed, or whatever the name of your friend. Even if you are writing to your friend, if you are writing a letter to your father and mother, you may write dear father, my my dear mother, my dear sister, my dear brother. So this is a full option for you. Now this greeting is actually based on the top or the person to whom you are writing the letter. Got it? Okay. Now keep one thing in your mind, student. As you can also see in the front of your slide, that you have to put comma after writing the name of the person to whom you are writing a letter. For example, if you are writing a letter to your friend, so now you have to put a comma after the friend. If you are writing a letter to your father, you just write my dear father or my dear mother, and after that you will put the comma. Got it? Good. So now the third is the body of the letter. Now we'll discuss about the body of the letter. So the body of a letter is the information you are writing in your letter. Simple. Now in actually the body of the letter, students, in the simple words, you can say that in the body of the letter you are actually telling him the information or the piece of information, or what you are writing in your, what you are trying to tell to your friend, or if you want to ask any information, obviously you can write on. So every information or the piece of information or the purpose to while you are writing a letter to your friend, so everything is based on this third heading, and that is the body of the letter. Now keep, and now obviously what, and now you can also understand while the heading the body of the letter. Obviously where what actually the definition of the body is. Body, in the body you have eyes, hair, nose, hands, nails, each and everything, legs, belly, back, each and everything. So same as it is. So now the body of the letter actually mean that in the body of the letter you will discuss the piece of the information or what you are trying to tell or what you are trying to ask. You are going to discuss everything in the body of the letter. Got it? Okay, good. So now we will jump. After the first is the heading and the address. After that you will discuss the greeting. The second, the third is the body of the letter, and now here is the fourth heading, and the fourth part of the letter is the complementary remarks. So now keep this thing in your mind, students. While now memorize this in your mind, that complementary remark is always in a separate line. Got it? You cannot write the complementary remark. For example, if the half of the line is completed, your body of the letter completed, now you are writing the complementary remark in the same line, that will be a wrong. Okay, so complementary remark, keep this in your mind that complementary remark always in a separate line, always in a separate place, always in a separate line, and it is the mid of the page where the letter is ending. Got it? So whatever, now here are, I also mention, I write 3 to 4 examples of complementary remark. For example, you can write pay my regards at your place, pay my regards to all at your place, pay my salam to all with best wishes for you and your family. Or there are a lot of complementary remarks based on the topic, whether you are writing to your father, mother, so that is actually based off what, but these actually 3 to 4 actually slides, or you can say they're in simple, but these are actually just universal slides. So whether you are writing a letter to your father, mother, brother, sister, or a friend, so simple, the first heading like of the complementary remark, like pay my regards at your place, or the pay my regards to all at your place, pay my salam to all. So these are actually, these complementary remarks are actually mostly used in most of the slides. Got it? Okay, good. And the fifth heading is about the closing. So now the closing, in the closing you will write yours sincerely, or you can write yours loving friend. If you are writing a letter to your friend, obviously in the closing remarks you will give a little bit introduction of you. Okay, so now you can say yours sincerely, yours loving friend, yours truly, truly yours, and there is a lot of you can say that the headings of the closing remarks. But these are, for example, if you are writing a letter to your father or a mother, you can write yours sincerely, or your truly, your loving son, or you can say if you are writing a letter to your brother or sister, you can write that your loving brother, your loving sister. And obviously if you are writing a letter to your best friend, you can write yours loving friends, yours truly, truly yours, and there are a lot of. So these are closing remarks you will discuss. And the last is the signature. So here I also mentioned, students, in this slide, now listen this. Usually the sender, now this is actually a normal routine, that the sender writes his or her name and put his signature here. But in a letter written for exams, students are required to write X dot Y dot Z dot under the closings. As now here is also mentioned in the last line that yours sincerely, then comma, and the last is X dot Y dot Z. Now actually the thing, student, keep this thing in your mind, that while writing while you are writing a letter, a real letter, when you are, for example, if you need to send a letter to your father, mother, or anywhere, or a friend, so obviously you write your name and your signature here. But obviously when you are writing a letter in your exam, that's what the basic thing which you are basic reason you are listening this lecture and lesson, that while writing a letter in exams, this is required to write X dot. Now it is the requirement that you have to write X dot Y dot Z under the closing. So this is actually, you can say that in the simple words, you can say that it is actually a formal letter in the exams. So but however, obviously if you are writing a letter in a real letter in the real life, you are writing a letter to your friend, to your father, to your mother, or brother, sister, whatever the person is, you have to write your name. Whatever, for example, if my name is Saqib Naveed Khan, then after writing this yours sincerely closing, I will write my name. But when you are writing a formal letter in exams, when you are writing a letter in the exams, so then you will have to write X dot Y dot Z. Got it? Okay, good. Now I hope that you have cleared your mind. Many problem and queries related to this letter is now being clear in your minds. Here, students, now in the last, I have a model letter in front of you, and that again the topic is that letter to friend telling him or her about your first day in class 6. So this is our model letter today. Here I also have a write a letter for your assistance. Obviously this letter will help you out, but I also write a letter this, and I will repeat this letter one by one, so the queries is out. For the first, here as you can see, the first is examination hall, then city A dot B dot C, May 29 2021, and full stop. And obviously if you write 29th May, it is okay. Now in the next line, dear friend, comma, then again, now this is the third, is the, now first examination hall, what is this? This is the heading. Okay, good. The next, dear friend, what is the dear friend? Now think, what is the second heading of the dear part of the letter? Yes, very good, that greetings. Now dear friend is actually the greeting. Now we are coming to the body of the letter. So I am going to now read this letter, so the query will be solved. How are you and how is your day? I am fine here and wish you are doing well in your place. Today I am writing to share with you the experience of my first day in class 6. The first day was so interesting for me. all the students of class 6 were shifted from the junior school building to the senior school building of DPS. Okay, so now the next this is the next, you can say that para. Our class teacher Mr. Saqib Naveed Khan welcomed us. He told us about the rules and regulations for discipline. He also instructed us about the precautions and safety measures for COVID-19. He advised us to use hand sanitizer and keep social distance. And the last, here is the last paragraph. It was the first day, so there was not much pressure to study at class. All teachers were helpful and cooperative. They all introduced themselves and told us about their subjects. The first day was so memorable for me. Please share your experience in your new class. So students, this is the today's letter, model letter in front of you, and in the end, you write pay my regards to all at your home, and then after that, yours loving friend, comma x dot y dot z. So this is today's letter, model letter, and I hope now many problems are solved in your mind. Whatever I know, students, I again repeat that it is your responsibility that you have to memorize the first 6 headings, which I have already mentioned about this, that you have to memorize, revise again and again the 6 headings, the 6 parts of the letter, heading of the letter. Obviously when you have that in your mind, whatever the letter, you can easily write it, the letter. Got it? Okay, good. So student, in the last, here is the homework in front of you. Now what is your homework? You have to write a letter. Now what the topic is, think about your first day experience in class 6 and write a letter on the same topic in your own words in your notebook. So now student, this is your homework. Now this topic is the same, that you have to write a letter to your friend and telling him about, or her, to tell him about your first day in class 6, but now you have to use your own words. Okay, now I hope that many queries are solved, students, and I hope, and obviously in the end I would like to mention that obviously if you feel any problem, any query regarding to any topic, obviously we have our classes, 4 days classes in the school. You can ask your teacher, subject teacher, and obviously in your WhatsApp groups. Thank you so much, students. God be with you, and Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.